Edit out me picking lint off my pens.
Okay, so welcome everyone who's joining us in Zoom or on Facebook Live today for Mindfulness Mondays. This is a part 2 of a 4-part series each Monday from 11 to 12 noon Newfoundland time, and it's facilitated by Pam Martin-McDonald from Meridian Health Wellness. So I hope everyone's ready to enjoy a relaxing and Mindfulness Monday. Over to you, Pam.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Kim. I'm so happy to be with you here again today. I want to thank those of you who have taken some time out for yourself. So sometimes it can be really difficult or we get lost in the time, but it's so important to give yourself some time in to really listen to what's going on, to feel what's happening, and to simply be with yourself. So this is, like Kim said, part 2. Thanks so much for those who joined last week, and again for being here with me today. So first of all, I want to say that it's pretty windy here in St. John's and the surrounding area today. So we're going to use that as part of our practice of being mindful and having that awareness, a real curiosity when it comes to noticing. And that's what we want to bring to our practice every day, but even more so today when the weather is a little bit busy outside. We're gonna use that. So let's find a seat, and if you're sitting on the floor, you can sit on a cushion, on the edge of a cushion like I am, or simply sit flat on the floor. You can also do this by sitting in a chair. So whatever that looks like for you, get yourself set up in a seated position. And once you are in your position and you're starting to come into some stillness, we're going to start to go inside. All right. So let's everybody close down your eyes. And we're going to listen. What sounds do you hear from where you are in this moment? Do you hear the wind? Maybe your belly is growling. Maybe you hear that. Maybe there's a pet in your house that could be moving or scratching. Maybe the phone is ringing. And whatever that is, we are choosing to be watchers. And we're watching from a seated place of stillness. Watching, listening, and allowing all of these things to come and go. Let's come back to how we feel in our body now. And we're going to visualize and feel without moving our hands. And our hands are going to be just very relaxed on our thighs. Going to feel the top of our head from the inside of our body. So let's really concentrate on feeling the top of our head. And we're going to imagine that there's a huge magnet in the sky and it's drawing our body upwards, and we get taller and longer in our seat. So we're still connecting with the cushion or with the floor, but our head is gently being tugged, giving space in the neck, feeling our shoulders come down and away from our ears. We're getting longer in the chest, our belly and our abdomen is more spacious, giving us room to breathe even deeper. Let's breathe in here and let it out. Breathing in through the nose, feeling the air go in through the nostrils. Inviting that beautiful gift of life down into those beautiful lungs, stretching even further now down into the belly. Feeling the belly get big and then releasing. Let's do that 3 more times. So the crown of the head is reaching up to that huge magnet in the sky, very nice and tall. Drawing the breath in, filling up through the lungs, down through the chest, out through the belly, letting it go. 2 more times on your own. And then 1 more. Let's check in with our neck, still keeping the eyes closed. Let's bring the chin down towards the neck. And what we're going to feel is a stretch for the back of our head. Now let's roll our left ear over towards our left shoulder. Ooh, I'm feeling some openness in my right side of my neck. So good morning, neck. How are you feeling there? And bring the head up. We're going to check in with the other side. How are we feeling? And again, we're watching and noticing. Breathing in, letting it out. And now we're going to take some free movements, circles, checking in with ourselves, watching and noticing. Oh, what's that? You might even hear a little sound as our body is waking up and we're tuning into it. There, some movement, and we can get the shoulders in here too. So let's get the shoulders moving. How do your shoulders feel today? Are you aware of any tightness, any aches, as well as what feels good? So we're going to get a little bit wiggly here and move the shoulders and then see if you can go backwards. And that could be challenging. How does it feel to go backwards? Breathe in while you do it. Sometimes we focus so much on the movement, we forget to breathe. We want to make sure that we're always breathing into that beautiful body of ours. So once again, we're going to take a deep breath in, this time gently pressing the palms of our hands down into our legs, giving more length. The head goes up to that magnet in the sky, breathing in deep, letting it go. Until there is no sound left. Let's bring our hands together in a prayer position. So the palms are touching each other, and we're going to bring our thumbs in and rest them on our chest. Shoulders are down and back from our ears, and our elbows are pointing down towards the earth. We're going to do another couple of breath exercises. And this time we're going to visualize what a horse's face looks like. And we're going to do some horse breaths. So once again, we're going to notice how silly this feels. We're going to notice if it feels weird, if it feels good, and anything else, and we're going to let it happen. So let's take a breath in. And now out through the lips, very loose lips like a horse. Let's try that again 2 more times. Doesn't that feel so silly in your lips? And this time make a deep sound. And now we're going to allow our breath to do whatever it wants. Hands come back down to your thighs. And maybe the palms face up. Maybe the palms face down. Getting real curious as to whatever our body does and just letting that be the choice for today. Let's watch our breath find its own rhythm after all those breath exercises. And let's see what the breath wants to do. I'm going to offer a mantra for everybody today, and that is something that you can repeat in your mind anytime that you start to get frustrated, or if your mind wanders, or if you're feeling something is challenging for you. And it is, I am strong. And just like the wind is blowing so wildly out there today, like trees that are rooted deep into the ground, we are strong. We may move and sway in the wind, but we are strong. So in your mind today, repeat, I am strong. And you could even say it out loud to make it have even more power. Let's do it. I am strong. And gently open your eyes if you have not already. And we're going to start into some more movement with the body. If you are sitting on a chair and you want to get up or move some things out of your way, we're going to do that now. So I'm going to take my cushion and move it over here to the side so I have a little more room. What I'm going to do is I'm going to sit on my heels. So I'm going to put the shoelace side of my feet down like this. So you may even feel a little bit of sensation and stretch in the front of your legs right here. So let's watch that. Let's notice that. Allow that mindful awareness that we're cultivating. And now we're going to bring our hands together once again in prayer. And check in. How does that feel on your ankles? I'm real curious with that mindfulness. Does it feel good? Does it feel tight? And you can do a little bit of a rocking back and forth. And just like the trees, we have to pay attention to our roots. So our feet connect to the earth, and that's what we're going to visualize as our roots. So breathe into any tightness that you may feel and let it out. Let's bring the hands down by the sides, and I'm going to move again in front so those of you can get a better idea of what this looks like. So we're still sitting on our feet. Our hands and our arms are stretched out away from us, and we're pulling up energy from the earth. Deep breath into the chest. Let it out. We're going to visualize that magnet again. All this strong energy is coming up from the earth and into our fingertips, pulling it up like roots into our body. Breathe in again. And out. And this time I'm going to repeat the mantra for you as you breathe in. I am strong. And release the hands. Let's shake it out. Shake, shake, shake. Whatever feels good for you. You are your own tree, so you can move in the wind with your branches, your leaves, whatever way you wish. You are rooted on the bottom, nice and strong. We're going to go into a child's pose now. So first we're going to bring our arms up, 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 up into the sky, and then we're going to come into a fold forward. So I will move again just so you can see how this looks. So arms up, our seat is back onto our feet, and our chest, our head, and our arms are coming all the way down. You can even open your knees so you have a wide child's pose here. Let your forehead connect down to the earth. Stretch those fingers and arms, walking them out in front of you. Breathe. Feel a nice stretch all through the entire back of the body, down through your seat, out through your legs. And with your hands stretched, out in front of you, pressing your fingertips down into the earth. You can feel a stretch all through the side of your back, your arms. Make sure that your forehead is connecting. Let's take a horse breath here. Breathing in. Let those lips flop. Gently walk your hands back to you and notice if there's any rush. Are you rushing the urge? We're doing this mindfully and very curiously. What we're going to do is come up onto our toes. So you can see my feet there. I'm on my knees. My toes are curled like this. And then we're going to balance on our toes. Our hands are close to our body. We're going to start to come up, keeping a slight bend in our knees, and hang here. So like branches hanging off of the tree. And we're blowing in that wind today. Breathe into your body as you are bending. I'm going to move to left and right. Place your weight now onto your right leg on your turn to the side. Breath in. Let it out with those lips flapping. Now let's come over and place most of our weight onto our left leg. Over to the side. Deep breath in. Back to center. Another one of those horse breaths here. And feel how as you inflate your belly with that breath in, you get a gentle lift up from this fold. And now let's breathe it out. And you bend a little bit further into the fold. We're going to take the palms of our hands and place them on our shins, so just below the knees. And we're going to straighten the back so we have a flat back. Breath in here. And release. One more time. Hands on the shins. Press in strong into those roots, into that trunk. And release. We're going to curl up very slow, keeping that gentle bend in your knees. Chin tucked down towards the chest. Breathing, feeling every little sensation on your way up, trying to resist the urge to rush, gently arriving. I'm going to move my camera just a little bit so you can see me. And when we're here, we're going to bring those branches out away from the body. Breath in as we stretch up. We're going to bring the hands together in a prayer while we stretch up, 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 up. And now we're going to do a side bend. So our left arm is going to come down towards the left leg. The whole body bends to the side. And a little bit of a banana shape here. Oh, I can feel that openness all through my ribs on the right. And see how I have my hands clasped together with the pointers together, pointing up. Let's take a breath in, halfway. And as we breathe out, let's bend some more. Breathing in between those ribs. Come up again. And release. Let's come up to center with a breath in. And now we're going to do the same on the other side. So breath in. Exhale to bring the right arm down to the right leg. The whole body comes into a crescent shape. Some of you might picture croissants. Some of you might picture bananas. It's all food, and I love food. That's where my mind goes. And that's what it is, being mindful. What do you think of? What's going on in your mind? Breath in. Breathe in through those ribs, feeling a stretch on the left side, and crescent shape. Let's come up with the breath in. Nice and tall. Once again, stretching up through the sides of the body. And arms come down. Let's stretch that out. Flick it out, shake it out. Shake out through the ankles, the feet, the wrists, all that good stuff. We're going to bring the hands behind the body now. So bring the hands together, and we're going to bring the pointer fingers, the index fingers, and the thumbs together. So they are pointing, the rest are clasped. And we're going to do another bend forward. So really placing our feet into the floor, and what we're going to do is pick up the toes like we did last week, and we're going to place the toes one at a time down on the floor. So let's start with the left foot, pinky, the next, middle toe, the next toe, and the big toe. Now feel the heel of the left foot and all of the toes. Now the middle of the foot, the outside edge, and the inside edge. We're pulling up from the ground. Now take up the right toes, place down the pinky, the next, the middle, the next toe, and the big toe, pressing them into the ground. Feel the right heel pressing in. Now the middle part of the foot, the outside edge, and the inside edge. We are grounded and strong in all that wind today, strong in our body. Now let's breathe in. Gently fold, opening up through the chest. Slight bend in the knees. Stretching out through the entire back of the body. And as well with those arms up, pointing up to the sky. Breath in now as you come up. And exhale as we come down. We're going to get into a lion's breath now. Breathe in, and as we come out, we're going to open our mouth and let it sound like a lion. Come up, pressing the feet into the ground, nice and strong. One more time, breath in and out like a lion. Relax those arms by unclenching, shaking them out here. Hands on the shins, press it in. Half back. And now we're going to come into a squat position. So open your feet to a little more than shoulder width apart. And we're going to come down into a squat. So if anyone has any trouble keeping your feet flat on the floor, you can roll up a blanket or a mat and just put something underneath your heels. And if that's not an issue for you, or you feel pretty good in that position today, we're going to come flat on the floor like this. So we're not sitting, we're up over the floor, but we're getting a great stretch all through the legs. And we're going to take our hands and put them on the inside, opening up our thighs. Now pick up your toes, lifting them up one at a time, placing them down. Can you concentrate on one toe at a time? Let's be really mindful here, one at a time until they're all down. Come back to your breath. Let it out. And I'm going to give you a choice if you want to do the horse breath with the lips flapping or the lion's breath. What do you feel like today? Well, for me, I'm going to go back to the horse because I feel like a horse galloping in the wind with all that wind today. And one more deep breath, your animal of choice. Place our hands down onto the mat. Press in, come up into that half fold. Hands on the shins, half back. Chin down towards the chest, coming all the way up. Once again, unrolling, chin comes up last. Roll the shoulders down and back. So shoulders up, back, down. Up, back, down. Shake it out. Now that we're good and warm, we're going to get into something that's a little more movement and breath related. So we're talking about the outdoors, the breath, crescent shapes, the wind, the trees, and up in that sky, besides the moon, we have stars. And the moon these past couple of nights has been amazing, a big full moon. So we're going to do some star jumps now. Okay, so we're going to do one jump at a time. We're going to make sure that we're breathing to accompany the jump. So a star looks like this. Arms out, nice and strong. Big stretch across the chest, as well as the legs are open and the feet are on the ground. So we're grounded right here. And now we're going to jump up into the sky. So our starting position is like this, and then we're going to jump out. So I'll do one so you can see. This is us jump, and then we come back. We're going to add the breath with this. Ready, set, jump, and back. So that was one. So we're going to do 5 at our own pace. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now those of you may want to do an even bigger jump, and that's what we're going to check next. If you want to have this jump, you do this jump. If you want to have an explosive star, there's one. Try to land on both feet. Can be a little tricky. Let's explosive jumps. Explosive jumps. Let's breath in as we explode. Breath out. Breath in. Out as we land. Again. And one more. And shake it out. How are those jumps? Are you feeling warm? How does your body feel? So let's come back down onto the mat. And we're going to get into some water today. We are supposed to get rain. So we're going to play with some water right now. Our feet are going to be on the mat. Our seat is connected. Arms are going to come out. And what we're going to do is see if we can hover. And we'll pretend we're hovering in the water. So feet come up off the mat. Your belly is tight. Shoulders are open and back. Arms are out. And we're going to breathe here. Let it go. 2 more. Let it go. And feet come down. How was that? Did you feel warm? Did you feel like stopping? How does your body feel? Because every body has their own feelings and emotions, and we want to notice them. Next, we're going to start rowing our boat in the water. So our feet are going to come up. Imaginary paddles here. We're going to row 3 times per side with the breath. Other side. Breath in. Keep those feet up. See if you can do it for another couple of breaths. What is your body wanting to do? And can you overcome it? And feet down. We're going to add in a little bit more to that row. We're going to go side to side. Okay, one per side. And let's be really mindful of what's going on in our mind while we are doing our row. Let's see if we can repeat the mantra, I am strong. Here we go. Side to side in your mind, I am strong. And release. How is that? A little bit challenging, but we are strong, so we can take the challenge. I'm going to move down a little bit so you can see me. And we're going to come all the way onto our back once again, checking in with ourselves and noticing any urge to arrive fast. So we all have a spine, individual vertebrae in the spine. So our goal is to line up on the floor each vertebrae as we slowly arrive. So one at a time, stacking them, lining them up, resisting the urge to arrive fast. Come down. We're going to bring the knees into the chest now and give ourselves a nice hug. That was some hard work. Let's roll from that side to side. How does your back feel? Have you caught your breath from the earlier movements? And does it feel good to lie here? Always noticing and checking in with ourselves. We're going to move into another exercise about balance and concentration. So we're going to take our hands and place them on front of the right knee. Now we're going to take a breath in and extend the left leg out, but we don't want it to touch the floor. So breath in, extend the breath out while the left leg goes out. Can you hold it? Keep your shoulders on the ground and come in, breath out. Opposite. So our hands are holding our left knee in close to the body, shoulders are down and back. I'm going to take a breath in and extend. And try to keep it from landing on the floor. Concentrate. Breath in on the way back. Now opposite. Extend. Exhale as the knee comes in. Now we're going to take it up another notch. If you want to challenge yourself, move the hands away from the knees. And we're going to try this without any help from our hands. So the left knee is going to stay into the body and the right leg is going to extend out. All right. Breath in. Extend and bring it back in. Breath out. Breath in. We do the opposite side. Bring it back in with an exhalation. Arms back together. Hugging it in. And you can move your ankles around here. Shake it out. We want to check in with our neck because sometimes we get concentrated so much on one particular movement that we forget all about the other parts of our body. So let's bring some yes movements into the neck and some nose, side to side. Breath in and breath out. While we are down here, we're going to add another little playful movement into our body. And this one will remind you of a baby. And if you remember a baby, babies, when they're lying on their back, have a tendency to reach out and hold their feet and wiggle around. So we're going to do that now. So knees into the chest, reach out. We're going to hold on to those feet in any way that you can, and we'll extend one leg up at a time. So breath in and out. And whenever I do this, I notice that I get a little shakiness in my leg, in the back. Let's see what happens when you do it. Extend and back in with an exhale. So now we're going to do both at the same time. So let's see how your body responds. The soles of the feet are up towards the sky. You can open your legs, excuse me, bring them back together and come down. How was that for you? Always remember to come back to your breath. And there comes my doggy to check on me and my breath. We're going to roll the knees around and the opposite way. And we're going to bring ourselves up into a seat using a little bit of momentum here. So we're going to do a little bit of a rock and roll. And 3, 2, 1, up to a seat. So we're back in our seat. If that's a chair or a cushion or on the floor, whatever that is for you, come back to your body and notice how you feel after all those movements. How does your breath feel? And are you still noticing things on the outside, or have you tuned more into the inside? We're going to check back in with the sensations in the body now with a little more movement. So we're going to take the left hand and bring it down to the floor. I'm going to draw the right arm up and over, and this time we're going to turn to look at that arm, stretching up from our seat and bringing it down towards our head. Breath in, breath out. One more here. And come all the way up. Pause for a moment right here to notice if there's any differences from one side to the next. Now we're going to take the right hand, place it down onto the floor. Stretch up the left, up, up, over. Our seat is still connected to the earth. We're reaching up, looking at that arm, and now allow it to drape down over. Turn the head and the neck to face that left arm. Breath in and release. Let's check in with the neck one more time. Come back to center with I am strong. I am strong. From here, we're going to take our Shavasana now, and that's a relaxing position, whatever that looks like for you. So most people enjoy coming down onto their back, all the way down like this. And you can have a blanket coming over your body. Whatever feels more comfortable for you. Get nice and cozy. And we'll tune back in with some stillness, watching our emotions, watching our thoughts. And we do all this from that place of stillness. slowing down our reactions, noticing what our tendencies are, giving ourselves space to notice and choose. Let's place the right hand over your heart and the left hand on the belly. We're going to pay attention to the breath just as we did in the beginning, drawing it in through the nostrils, inviting it in past the throat, past the chest, past the lungs, and bringing it all the way down to the base of the belly, past the belly button. Let's do that again. Really curious about that breath. Draw it in so that the belly inflates like a balloon and we can feel the belly getting bigger under that left hand. And then when we are ready to exhale, the belly button comes in, the balloon deflates, the breath leaves. So we're breathing in clean, refreshing oxygen. And we're breathing out anything that no longer serves us. That carbon dioxide, we're letting it go out into the atmosphere where Mother Nature can take it. The trees can bring it back into that useful energy, that oxygen. One more time. Bring it in. And let it out. You can release your hands from the chest and the belly and let them come out next to you or whatever feels more comfortable in your Shavasana. When we come to our Mindfulness Mondays practice, we tune in to how our body is feeling, listening to ourselves, noticing what happens outside of ourselves. Know that you can always connect to yourself by way of your breath, your heartbeat, the temperature of your skin, tingling under the skin. And ask yourself questions. How am I in this moment? What do I need? It can be helpful to name your feelings. And from there, you can choose what can help you with your feelings. Gentle breath in, gentle breath out. I am strong. No matter what the weather outside, the weather inside, you are strong. We'll take one more moment in quietness, listening to ourselves, observing our thoughts, feelings, and emotions. Start to come back into your body by wiggling your fingers and your toes. Listening to my voice. And naming any other sounds that you may hear. Feel your tongue inside your mouth. And swallow. Feel the corners of your mouth start to reach up to your ears with that smile across your face, knowing I am strong. We'll take a breath in through the nose and roll over onto your favorite side. Being curious as to what side you go to automatically. Take a breath here. And then whatever arm is on top, use that to help support your body. And we'll meet in a seated position once again, just like we did to open our practice together today. Now we're going to gather our energy through our hands. Place the thumbs on the chest. Sitting up tall in our body with that dignity and strength that is inside of each one of us. Feel the magnet now drawing the crown of the head up, so we're sitting up extra tall. Shoulders are down and back. Chest is wide and proud. And we're going to channel our energy. Even though you are at home, I can feel that energy. We're going to end our practice with a high vibration of the sound Om. So we'll do a cleansing breath in and out first, and then I invite you to chant an Om with me today. So cleansing breath first. And now one in and out till the sound is gone. The light in me bows to the same light that is in each one of you. Let's stretch our arms out wide and give ourselves a hug, a pat on the back. But it's time in to check in with ourselves. I wish you a wonderful week, and I hope to see you again next week for another edition of Mindfulness Mondays. If you have any comments, questions, special requests, or want some contact info for me, be sure to comment or reach out to Special Olympics or myself. So until then, namaste.